Welcome back to the 7th episode of the Completely Random Foolishness podcast, hosted by me, Asia. If this is your first time here, then welcome. If not, thank you for coming back. Today we're going to talk about memes, meme culture, and why I love meme culture. So first things first. One of the best things I think people in my age group have around today are memes. I say that for many different reasons, and we're going to dive into those reasons in just a little bit. But I also want to say that I don't think half the time we even realize what we truly have, what meme culture has done to us, and how it's affected different aspects of our lives. Memes are not just pictures. They're not. Let that sink in for a moment. And I absolutely love it. I'm going to talk about it, and I want to talk about why memes are as good as they are and what they have done. But before I can do that, I need to talk about the history of the meme. In 1976, the word meme was first used by Richard Dawkins to describe the way cultural information spreads. He actually wrote a book about it, and I don't even know the name of the book. I probably should have looked it up, written it down, but I didn't. So, what is the meme as we know it today? It's probably a lot different than what Richard Dawkins described it as. Like I said, I don't even know the name of his book, so I didn't even read it. You know I didn't read it. So I really don't know how he described it, but I can pretty much assess that memes in 1976 are not what memes are today. What is a meme today? Getting tongue-tied. A meme is an idea with a theme that is passed around in media form on the internet as a form of humor. Now, if you already know what a meme is, you're probably wondering, why did I just give you this definition? I'm giving you this definition because I want you to get a more full understanding of what a meme truly is. It's not just a picture. Like I said, it is an idea with a theme that is passed around in media form on the internet as a form of humor. Go ahead and put that in Webster Dictionary as the correct definition, because I just defined it to you so beautifully. In more basic terms, they're funny pictures revolving around a concept or two. I want to give you a brief history, the evolution of memery. I don't even think that's a word, but I made it up. Let's start around the early 2000s. This is before we had our more well-known troll and meme websites. As we know, well, as some of you may know, as time has gone on, the number of trolls has significantly risen, and the number of meme websites has also significantly risen. But when I'm talking about now, the early 2000s, we didn't really have that. We always had trolls, don't get me wrong, but not in the same way. So people would share small pictures and GIFs through, do you say GIFs or do you say GIFs? I say GIFs. I don't know how you say it. Pictures and GIFs through things like emails and chat rooms, and one that's coming to mind in particular is the 3D dancing baby GIF. It was actually first created in 1996. It was a 3D rendering, and I don't really know how it made it to people's cell phones, but I remember the first time I got sent the dancing baby, and it's a baby, and it's just like on a black screen dancing. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of us have seen it at some point or another. So so that's like basically the first meme, if you want to call it that. They weren't really known as memes then. People just used to send pictures that were kind of funny. They didn't really have like a certain format to it. It was just a funny picture. Yeah, where am I going with this? Oh, okay. So next, I don't know if it was next or not, but I think it was next. Based on the small amount of research that I've done, I think next we started to see the demotivation posters, and you know what this is even if you don't know it by name. Here's the basic format. You had a picture on a black background. Underneath it you would have white text. big white text, and underneath that text you would have smaller white text. And the first white text, the bigger block, was the theme, and then the picture expanded upon that theme, and then the text under, like the small white text, that explained the theme. So I'm gonna put up an example, probably, even though this is a podcast. It's not really supposed to be visual. It doesn't matter, it's a video podcast, so I can do what I want. That was the demotivational poster meme. And I think they didn't really catch on like the next thing that I'm about to talk about, but they still were pretty popular. So with the rise of popularity in sites like Reddit and 4chan, we saw the birth of one of the strongest formats of memes to existence, the image macro. Now, you will have some people try to tell you that an image macro is not a meme. However, it is. It is a meme. And so an image macro is your picture with your top text and your bottom text. And both of these texts are in white with a black outline around it. You have seen these. And from this type of meme, we have gotten things like Grumpy Cat and that one does not simply guy from Lord of the Rings. I can't think of his name right now. It's really escaping me. That guy. Then we have that picture of Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka. I think they call him condescending Willy Wonka, where he just really destroys your feelings. Then we have Scumbag Steve. You know that guy is like, it's a white guy standing in a doorway, I think, like an add-on. You know the picture. If I show you these pictures, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because you've seen them. That fist pump baby, I don't know his name, and that oh my god girl. She's so funny. Okay, so all of these were a part of the image macro memes, where you'd have your picture and then you'd have your top text and you'd have your bottom text, and sometimes the top text would be considered your theme, and then sometimes people didn't really follow that. Like I said, I'll put up examples of everything. So, okay, not everything. I'll put up examples of this though, so that you can kind of visualize what I'm talking about. And so from there, I'm not going to get into the rest of meme history because why would I do that? But I think what was next, don't quote me on this, I think what was next were the Rage Face comics. The like black and white drawings. You know Rage Faces, right? Like the Troll Face. You remember that guy, right? I think that was next. And so from there, memes have just kind of taken on a life of their own, and they change constantly. So in no particular order, I'm going to name some of the memes that I've seen. I don't know what year they're from, or when they were popular, or if they're still popular. I don't know. But I'm just going to name some. So let's go. We got Pepe memes. We got Arthur's Fist memes. We got Sips Tea Kermit memes. Lamp and Moth memes. What in Tarnation memes. Evil Kermit. Okay. There's so many Kermit memes. So you're probably going to hear me say Kermit so many times. SpongeGuard memes, Mr. Crab looking confused memes, Salt Bae memes, distracted boyfriend memes, guys only want one thing memes, that black guy thinking, I think his name was like, no, not his name, but I think the name of the meme was Roll Safe. So black guy thinking, white guy blinking, mocking SpongeBob, increasingly verbose memes, Uganda Knuckles, Pennywise in the sewer, Kermit in the stairwell, Evil Patrick. There are so many, the list goes on and on and on and on. Whew, I'm out of breath. So you can find memes anywhere now. Like, you really can. I personally get, I'm still out of breath. I read this so fast. Okay. I personally get memes from Instagram accounts like Daquan. Like, he has top-notch memes. Apps like iFunny. I don't really get on iFunny as much as I used to, but I used to check the features every time they sent me the notification. Well, I probably have like way over 1,000 pictures now. I think it only goes up to $9.99. That's where it stops. Like the notifications. But $9.99 unread like pictures basically. So I get them from like places like that, or if you follow a Facebook page like Smitty Werberman Jensen, he was #1. I follow that page, and they post memes too. So now that I've given you a really brief and, I don't know, poorly explained history of memes. It really was. I do want to go ahead and get into the 5 things that memes have done. But before I do that, I do want to talk about some of my personal favorite memes. And I guess I'll go from the list that I just read really quickly. So I think this is really stupid, but I love these lamp and moth memes. They're the dumbest. I can't even think of a meme that's probably as dumb as this one. But I love it. It's so funny. And I save so many of them to my phone. I even went on Instagram and specifically typed in lamp and moth, and I found accounts that were specifically catered to the lamp and moth meme. So great. It's so weird, but it's so great at the same time. I also really like the what in tarnation memes. Oh my god, I can't even get into how much I love those. Let's see, what else is on this list? Increasingly verbose memes. I think that's one of my brother's favorites. That's where they have like a picture that gets worse and worse. Or does it get better? Is that 2 different memes? I think the picture gets better and better, and then the way they describe the picture gets better and better, or the way they describe the picture gets better and better at the same time while the picture gets worse and worse. I don't know, I can't remember. So those and Kermit in the stairwell is like where he jumps down the stairwell. Those are so funny. If you've never seen that, it's really good. It's like, I can't explain it. But my favorite one of those is where Kermit jumps down the stairwell and they put a text over the stairwell that said, a bottle of water at 3 a.m. And that's me just like diving into it. Because I do that. I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm so thirsty. And I'm like, where's my water? Where's my water? So I like that. But yeah, let me tell you the 5 things I think memes have done and how they've helped us. So let me take a quick water break, because now that I said that, I'll get water later. I'll get water later. It's like way across the room. I thought I said it near me, but I didn't. Alright, so number 1, I think that memes make us feel understood. And I say that because we're a generation known for self-deprecating humor. And that's not to say that other generations didn't have that, but we have that, and we have taken it to an extreme. It is at another level right now. There's so many self-deprecating jokes, and it seems like it's not just one person. It seems like there are so many people that have this type of humor, and that if you were to try to explain that to a person of another generation, they're looking at you like, are you sad? Are you okay? And it's just like, it's humor. It's our type of humor. And I think one YouTube video coined it perfectly. They were talking about why SpongeBob has declined as a show. And there's so many reasons why I think SpongeBob has declined as a show. Let's not even get into that. But he said it perfectly when he talked about the reason that SpongeBob related to us so much as a people. And it's because of the relationship of SpongeBob and Squidward. And I don't want to get into all of that, because I really want you to watch that video. And if I can find it, I'll link it down below. If I can't, then I guess you just won't watch it. Whoops. But it's like, it kind of goes like this. We all used to be SpongeBobs, and now we're all Squidwards. And, we're not the SpongeBob that you see today that's just completely naive and doesn't really understand life at all. He's just stupid. But we were SpongeBob as in, we had maturity, we had some sense, but the way we saw the world was completely different. And now it's like, the more we've grown up, the more we've become Squidwards, and it's the balance between the two that really draws us to the show. And the way I'm explaining it, you're probably going to be like, what? But if you watch the video, you'd see it so clearly. And so it's the reason that we can quote the first few seasons so well. It makes so many references. And do you know how many memes have come from SpongeBob? like, I'm kidding, I'm not even kidding. There's so many memes that come from SpongeBob, and it seems like they're mostly from the first few seasons, and it's because of the balance between SpongeBob and Squidward. I don't really know, but it, like I said, it just makes us feel understood. When we watch that show, we feel understood. And so it's the same thing with memes. We feel understood. If someone wanted to look at my personality, they could just, not look at my personality, if they wanted to know my personality, they could look at the memes that I've saved in my phone, and they would know me. Like, you would, I won't say you'll know everything about me, but you'll know the gist of who I am. And I think TV shows and memes kind of like do that. You can look at the TV shows that a person watches, and you can tell a lot about them. The same thing goes with memes. That's why I put these two together. Getting heated. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I think that memes connect us. I can't tell you how many friendships that I've built that were started or either strengthened through memes. This is like why you tag your friends in memes. Like, I'll in a heartbeat, I'll see something and I'm like, that's my friend. Type in their name. And it's the reason why I send memes to people that I care about. You know, I want to make them laugh. I want to share with them things that I think are funny. Things that I think they'll understand. Things that we can connect through. And an example of this is my brother and I. He's about 3 years younger than me. And I can remember, I haven't done this in a while actually, but we would send each other memes all day. Memes and YouTube videos. Anytime we saw something funny, we'd immediately send it to each other. And I think that's really what caused us to have the same sense of humor and the same type of humor. And the way that we relate to each other is odd. Most people look at it and they're like, why are you guys that close? We just are. And I really think that it happened because of memes. That's like really bold of me to say, but that's the way that we relate to each other, and we understand each other so well. So like I said before, it kind of goes back to point number one. We understand each other, and we just like to make each other laugh. So many jokes and so many references, so many inside jokes, so many just different things that we can connect to each other with through memes. And that happens with friendships, relationships, family relationships, all of that stuff. And even people that I don't even know, like I can comment on a meme on whatever it is, like, I don't know, Instagram or something, and then all of a sudden I'm getting reply after reply after reply, and now these people and I, we're sharing in this experience together. Like, I feel like I know them and I understand them because we have the same sense of humor. I don't know. It's beautiful. I'm gonna shed a tear real quick. So the third thing is, I think it keeps us from going up too fast. And I don't mean a maturity or responsibility, but I think it keeps us wanting to have fun. That kind of goes back to point number one too, where I was talking about SpongeBob. We all used to be SpongeBobs, where, you know, SpongeBob is an adult. He has a job. He has his own house. He can't get his driver's license, but I mean, like, he pretty much takes care of himself. The only difference between him and Squidward is that Squidward sees life completely different than SpongeBob does. And I think that memes keep us sort of like SpongeBob, in a sense. Do we have, I mean, we still have that same sense of humor and same, like, self-deprecatingness that Squidward has, but we also see things like SpongeBob. I think that a lot of times adults forget how to have fun, and I think I said that actually before in another video. And I think that they just forget how to enjoy life on a much simpler level like kids do. Kids have fun all the time. And it's not true that kids are the ones that get to have all the fun. Adults do it too. I love to laugh. One of my favorite things to do is to laugh. And laughing has got me into so many awkward situations. I will laugh at things that aren't really supposed to be funny. And in times where I'm supposed to be quiet. And Yeah, it's actually gotten me into some really awkward situations where guys will think that I'm like interested in them like that, because I laugh at all their jokes, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it's not that. It's just that I'm really stupid and I laugh at everything. So you may not be funny, but I'm gonna find you funny just because I like to laugh. And sorry. Once again, truly sorry about that. But yeah, I really do. I find everything funny. I love to laugh. I'll find humor in the worst of situations, and my brother is just like that. Actually, there are times where something is funny and we're not supposed to laugh. Like it's just not a good time to laugh, and I'll like cut my eye over at the corner, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and we both just bust out laughing. It's horrible, and I laugh to the point where I cry. So I better hope I don't have any makeup on, because I will smear it everywhere and not care. That's just me. I laugh at everything. So yeah, memes keep us happy. I'll say that. They keep us wanting to have fun. Memes also spark our creativity. Point number 4. It's really weird what I just did with my arms. But there are new forms of memes at least every month. Some might even say that we'll wear a meme out to the point where others get tired of seeing it, because like you'll have a meme that's just like popular for this time, and you'll see like the same meme over and over and over and over. But like, I don't have a problem with that. My thing is that just because you see it often doesn't mean it's worn out. Like, ooh, I'm getting out of breath again. If you keep it fresh and creative, to me, the more better they get. The more I see, like, for example, the what in tarnation memes, they only become stale to me when you keep saying no creativity in it at all, where people are just taking the format and the idea and they're keeping it the same. But with the what in tarnation memes, you had what in tarnizzle, what in incarnation, what in standard deviation. Those are just some of them. And it was so funny because people would look like they had to think and come up with new ideas, and so it was never stale, it was never worn out, it was always fresh, and they're always funny. The only times, like I said, that they really do get stale is when people drag them through the mud and they have no creativity whatsoever involved in it. They steal other people's ideas and they copy what they see. They don't think for themselves. I just love how they inspire people. It's so beautiful. So the last thing that I will say memes have done is that they have seen us through some rough days. And because of all the things that I said before, how they defined us, connected us, inspired us, and kept us lively, like they've in turn actually given us hope. You take a person going through a tough time and suddenly you give them all of these things through a picture. And that is why like sometimes your day can be made because your friend has tagged you in a picture and you're like, oh, friendship, like you get me. And like, you know, problems, poof, they're gone. Well, they're not gone, but you don't think about them in that moment. And it's through something as simple as a picture. It's not even anything elaborate. So can you imagine the effect that it has? You know, sometimes I've been put through the ringer and I'm exhausted. Like I've used up all of my energy. And then I look at a funny meme and I'm just like, dude, life is great. You know, laughter is truly the best medicine. I've said that before. I will say it again 1,000 times because I truly believe it. Laughter is medicine. Makes you feel so much better. So that's basically all I have for today. It's pretty short. Yeah. I was supposed to have this up yesterday, but some things came up. And yeah, that's not gonna happen. So it won't be up Wednesday by the time you're seeing this. It will most likely be Thursday, afternoonish, eveningish, sort of like that. Yeah. It's been an interesting couple of days. So, with that being said, I just threw my phone across the room. It landed on my bed, thank God. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please subscribe. Please tell other people about this, because right now I am working very, very hard on it. It takes me so long to set this up every single time. It takes me long to edit and to export and to upload. It takes me so long to do everything, and I'm so dedicated to this. I love it. So if you love it too, please tell other people about it and like and subscribe. It makes me feel better when I see that other people enjoy the content that I put out there. Thank you for watching, and that's it. Come back next Wednesday for more. Or Thursday. Hopefully Wednesday.